So yes, thank you so much for being here. We'll make it a slightly condensed version of what we were going to do. First, we'll say welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I am Ewan. I'm going to change my name. I am Ewan. I am the program manager at LSBU for Big South London. I'm just going to pop my name in. And I'm going to take you through what we're going to do today. You can see it on the screen here. We're going to run through each of the programs that we have to offer with Big, and then you get an opportunity to jump into a breakout room with each of whichever one you think is the best fit for you. And then we'll run quickly through how to sign up. You can field any questions at the end. Jess, if you want to move on to the next slide, I'm going to give a little bit of context about what Big is from the top level. So it's quite a lot of text here. Basically, it covers the fact that Big provides support to small businesses in Croydon, Kingston, Merton, Richmond, and Sutton, using the support of the London boroughs. We also have the support of the chambers of commerce in that area, along with the universities that were just listed on that last page as well. So we have 9, we might even have more university partners at this point, which is all very exciting. What the program does is trying to bridge that gap. Sometimes you see large large companies that are doing massive innovation projects, and they're large pots of money and doing big projects with big universities. The idea with this is to bridge that gap. We realize that smaller institutions still want to be doing research. They still want to be innovative. You don't have to be, Jaguar. You don't have to be Facebook to do innovation. And we want to get those connections, foster the connections with universities, with academics and small businesses to get people creating those things and then possibly moving on to do massive, interesting, exciting things, or choosing not to, choosing to grow or stay the same size. All very valid and interesting things to be doing. This is a little list of some of the stuff that we provide. We've got diagnostics, we've got one-to-many workshops, there's loads of networking opportunities. We also have the opportunities to work with students and also to work directly with academics. Jess, if you could give me the next slide, that would be fantastic. This is looking at who is eligible. As we said, we cover these 5 London boroughs, South London boroughs, as you can see on this very pretty map. As long as you have a registered operational address, or if you work remotely from within that space, you are eligible for our support. We support registered businesses and sole traders. We do sometimes take on board some pre-starts if you're really gearing up to go. Jess, if you want to go back to that last slide, that would be helpful. And then the size, this never really comes into too much of an issue. You have to have less than 250 employees and less than a 50 million euro turnover, which is enormous. So most businesses here probably would be that. And also something I always forget to say, it is fully free of charge. There's no strings attached. You'll never have to pay a dime. It is that. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to hand over to Richard Mackenzie from Roehampton, who runs our Health Innovation Network. And Jess, if you want to jump onto Richard's slide, that would be fantastic.
Good afternoon, everyone. And thankfully, we've all got onto the right call. So yes, I'm Richard Mackenzie. I'm based at Roehampton University, and I, along with Ewan, helped set up the Health Innovation Network. And we've had our first sort of rollout up until the last month, which went. Sorry, Jess, can you go back one slide? I think it must be on a timer. And so what I thought I'd do is just talk a little bit about what we've been doing to give you a feel for that Health Innovation Network, and then tell you a little bit about the different schools within Roehampton, so you've got an idea of some of the support that you can actually tap into. And as Ewan says, one of the key things here is it's absolutely free. So it's well worth signing up for. So we are the Health Innovation Network. We're based, well, I'm based at Roehampton University, but our workshops are sometimes in Croydon or sometimes online. We do peer-to-peer learning, so we find that learning from other business leads about mistakes and things that have gone well for them is actually gone right for them is a really good, useful tool and a useful resource. As you said, we do some networking, and we also offer one-to-one mentoring with leading sort of academics within the area that we feel is best suited to support your business needs. So that could be from a business perspective, it could be a marketing perspective or a law perspective. We have a dedicated training program which comes into the workshops that we've mentioned before, and we also share opportunities and challenges within the healthcare sector specifically. Then we try and, where possible, look at potential for funding as well to help grow your business, and how you can tap into free funding from grant awarding bodies with an academic partner, so that you can get free lots of money, I guess, to grow and develop your business. So within the University of Roehampton, we have a number of different schools, but the ones that are most relevant to what we've just had would be the School of Psychology. So there's a lot of support around mental health and well-being that we're currently offering. We have the School of Life and Health Sciences, is the school I sit within, and we do a lot of work with wearable technology, health-related technology, nutrition, and sort of preventative medicine. And we work on new medical device technology. So we're developing an infrared non-invasive glucose monitor. So some of the things we already offer. And of course, we have a business school which has law and marketing within it. So quite a few of the current businesses have been from the cohort have been tapping into that resource and being linked up with academics once we figure out exactly what it is that each individual needs. So that's it from me. I'll see you in the breakout room a bit later on. I'll pass you on to thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Richard and Ewan. Hopefully you can all see me and hear me okay. Good afternoon. My name is Akos Revas, and I'm a senior research fellow at London South Bank University within the School of Engineering. And within the School of Engineering, I'm a member of the Heating and Cooling Research. So really our team is specialized in low carbon energy solutions, heating solutions, cooling solutions. Traditionally, but most lately, we started collaborating with a range of different organizations outside of the heating and cooling subject area. So we have partners currently in a number of projects involved, in electric vehicle charge point infrastructure deployment, general self-power side innovation things, and of course, remaining there, the heating and cooling sector is an important research area for us. And my colleague and I, Professor Graham Maidment, and I have been appointed to lead the development of the Low Carbon Innovation Network as part of the big initiative. And on this slide, what you can see is just a few points really around how we imagined, that this network could function and operate in the South London, for the South London region. So we developed a plan for the next year involving a range of different activities around facilitating some networking opportunities for the different businesses, really focusing on knowledge exchange. Also, Richard mentioned about peer-to-peer learning. We also acknowledge how important is that. But ultimately, we're hoping that these activities that we plan for will eventually allow, your businesses to develop some new commercial opportunities, either individually through the knowledge that's been taken away from these workshops, or through collaborations with the university. So we'll be really involved in identifying some opportunities around how your business could actually form some working relationship with our team, or actually with some other teams within the university who are focusing on low carbon energy systems. And hopefully at the end, that would help your businesses to grow in this sector. So really, in a nutshell, this is the low carbon innovation network that we are planning for, and I'm looking forward to working with all of you and the chats in the breakout session. Thank you.
I believe also, Akos, you obviously have an event at the end of today at 5 p.m, which I think Jess will put a link into the chat if anyone is interested. 5 p.m. today. We've got one of the workshops and networking sessions there as well. Yes,
yeah, apologies, I forgot to mention about this. A very important point. Thanks, Jan, for reminding. And in terms of the topic for that event, we're going to cover subject areas around electric vehicles, the deployment relative electric vehicles and the implications and the role of SMEs within that transition, and very similarly for the transition of the heating sector, so from traditional heating systems to low carbon heating system, and again some opportunities for SMEs specifically for that or within that transition. Yeah, so thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Akosh. We will hand over now to Burnett from Kingston University, who's going to talk about the Creative Industries Network. Hello, Burnett.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly. Just to echo that we also have the various schools in our university. So we span across arts, computer science, engineering, social science, midwifery, health, and then also, of course, the Kingston Business School. So the two projects that we are currently working on and the Creative Industry Network, which we currently run at Kingston University, is basically a dynamic network of practitioners and researchers from across the creative industry. And of course, as Ewan has mentioned, looking over all the 5 South London boroughs to bring together the problems and the challenges that comes from the boroughs that we can then share and then create solutions for through a dedicated series of workshops, which are all academic led. And then what is in it for you as a business? These are all academic-led workshops, and then we offer consultations, either academic-led consultations or student-led, and then also networking. So it is basically a process of looking at what is your business, how can we support it to secure growth and innovation, and then also connect you to a network of similar-minded businesses in this area. So we've already completed the first cohort up to now, which was very successful, and I would like to talk more about that in the next session. But we are starting our second cohort in February 2023. So I'm happy to share the link to sign up for these workshops and the launch of cohort number 2 in our session. Then Design Lab is the second project that we are working on, and we've got our very first event tomorrow in Kingston in the Market Square. And this is slightly different from the Creative Industry Network. This is a collaborative solution seeking process where we basically use design thinking at the heart of it, bringing together businesses, SMEs, charities, local authority, the academics, students from around this area to submit a challenge to the business school, or to the university, and then we come together to provide a solution through the design thinking process that is mutually beneficial to the businesses, but also to the community. So I'm really looking forward to this event tomorrow. If you would like to come, please let me know as soon as possible, as we will be serving mulled wine at the end of that. So thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to tell you more in our session after this.
Thank you so much, Burnett. We are going to hand over to me, which is exciting. Jess, if you wouldn't mind going on to the next slide, that would be fantastic. So I'm covering the Innovation Support Program. So whilst what we've been discussing there, we've been looking at different networks that are in a specific industry, the Innovation Support Program, and then the following two programs that we're going to look at are non-sector specific, and they're more looking at where you are in your business stage. Jess, you're going to go back, that would be great. So the Innovation Support Program is really looking at either early stages businesses, so businesses that are new, maybe even a pre-start. We sometimes take on board pre-starts, as I mentioned, really looking to create something new, maybe someone who doesn't have that much business acumen or is looking for a refresher in their business acumen. We have a bunch of workshops which we'll go into a little bit more detail about them in the breakout room if you want to join it. We have a breakout room which will be for the Innovation Support Program, and then also for Unlocking Opportunities, which Bella, who follows me, will talk a little bit about. As I was saying, the Innovation Support Program really is for those early stages businesses or people who are wanting to bring innovation into what they do and maybe haven't been been doing as much innovation and want to change how they look at innovation, and maybe integrate it more into what they're doing as a business and what their business model is. Similarly, we have some one-to-one support. You'll meet with me possibly and some of my colleagues to have a sort of diagnostic session. We'll work out how we can help you the best way possible, either through, as we say, always through student support or through an academic collaboration. And about a quarter of the businesses will be able to move on to that after a series of workshops covering the sort of the basics, the rudiments, finding funding, growth strategies, these kind of spaces. And that is the innovation support program in a nutshell. And if you want to find out more, obviously join the breakout room. I will hand over now to Bella and Chris.
Thanks, Ewan. I don't know if we're on a spotlight, but you can hear our voices hopefully. So my name is Chris Baker, and this is Bella, Pat from our Studios Our team. So really happy to be here today to tell you a little bit more about Unlocking Opportunities program. So firstly, just a bit about us. So Studios Our, we're actually an innovation organization, and we specialize in helping our clients and helping other large organizations, small organizations, public sector and private sector to innovate by building productive innovation structures and approaches that help their business to continually come up with new ideas, take them through a process and get them out to market or out to customers or end users, beneficiaries, etc., on a kind of reliable and efficient basis. So we bring that structured learning from our work across a number of different industries and areas to this program, which is Unlocking Opportunities. So we do that, and the kind of key to our program is about focusing on the power of employees or your entrepreneurs, your internal entrepreneurial people, to come up with these innovation initiatives faster, productively, and in a really fun and exciting manner. So our program is about putting together all of that into a boot camp, whereby your teams will be able to come and participate. Now, who is this for? Firstly, it's really for organizations that might be thinking the following questions. So do you have a problem to solve that you've been thinking about for a while, or an opportunity area that you really want to address? Have you struggled with capacity to focus on those ideas, or has your team been super busy on a couple of different areas and you haven't had the chance to address this? Do you have brilliant team members and people in your organization who you want to develop and who you think would be brilliant at coming up with these new ideas and taking them forward? And ultimately, in challenging economic circumstances, do you want to do more with the same amount that you have now and get more out of some of your activities and efforts in this space? Well, if so, this program is very much for you. We're running a boot camp, which kind of follows quite a traditional accelerator model, whereby we'll have a focused set of period of time between 8 to 10 weeks, which will involve a combination of in-person immersive workshops, so face-to-face events, online deep dives, and access to tools, techniques, structures, learning and resources, so coaching, things like access to higher education facilities or resource in that sort of way, and a whole kind of set of tools that your teams will be able to access during this period of time, where they'll work through quite a structured way to get to an outcome. And that takes place over the course of 4 sprints, which goes 2 to 3 weeks long each, where they'll go through taking a problem that you really want to solve, an opportunity you want to explore, coming up with a solution that will solve that, whether that's a new product, a new service, or a new scheme. It could be anything really. Validating that idea with your customers or end users, and then bringing something back into your business that you'll be able to actually take forward and implement. And what's great about this is your business gets a structure and an approach that will be able to kind of recycle and do again and again and again moving forward. Okay, so it's not a one-time activity. It's very much about getting your team to understand how some of this stuff works, take those learnings and best practices, and then bring them back into your business as well. So we're really looking for organizations to enter sort of teams of up to 4 to 5 employees. It could be as low as 2 or 3, but a couple of people within your team who you think would be really great at this, or really kind of chomping at the bit to access this kind of opportunity. It can be across any industry, public, private sector, any kind of form on that. And what we'll do is we'll take them through this whole process. It will take place across 10 weeks in March to June 2023. And so there's a bit of time to kind of find out more and sign up. On that, we'll be able to tell you a little bit more in the breakout in a second about how this program comes together. But just in terms of some next steps, if you're interested in joining this program, then please do drop a note to Bella at bella@studiozow.com, or you can fill in an expression of interest form that's on the big Unlocking Opportunities webpage, and we'll be able to take it from there. But really excited to bring this program to you, and hopefully it appeals to a number of you, and you're in the right place to access this opportunity today. So with that, I'll pause. I hope you see some of you in the breakout room, and I'll hand it over.
We're handing over to Valerio, who's going to tell us a little bit about the Integrate program. And Valerio is from London South Bank University.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. I am Valerio Ficcadenti. I'm senior lecturer at the London South Bank University, the business school. I teach mostly research methods oriented elements. And I'm here to present this wonderful program on supply chain management best practice. In a sense, in this program, we will cover some fundamentals of supply chain, which is definitely a hot topic nowadays, from the perspective of the companies who are part of the supply chain as supplier and also as people buy and purchase services. So the dual phase of this perspective of being part of a supply chain would be explored. Plus, we will look at the procurement services and how to get ready for procuring your service to big companies, for example, anyway, with a focus on the local communities, because our intent is to frame the supply chain framework inside what is called community wealth building, which is in a sense a way for creating externalities, positive externalities for local community through the procurement services that are at the moment in place. In fact, we will look at the supply chain thinking about a small and medium enterprise trying to provide services to the local community, especially to the bigger players of the local community. And we will tackle and we'll try to look closer to the challenges that are there with the scope, with the opportunity of engaging with some buyers from our local communities. And so giving the opportunity to the small and medium enterprise who are participating to this program to ask questions directly and get an insight on how to produce the right documentation for being successful in trying to procure services. So what the commitment we ask then is once a week for 3 hours, 2.5 hours, between 5 and 7, let's say, in a hybrid format. So we'll deliver that online and in person. And in the last session, all the people who will contribute to this program will be gathered in the same room with you for a networking event. We will have guest speaker from the business side, so practitioners of procurement. We will have some buyers, so people who have open calls for procuring, and we will have a bunch of academics that are involved into the delivery of these, including me, Professor Charles Graham, Professor Zika from the engineering department of London South Bank University, and more. There will be also David Randall, who I know is in this call, for the community wealth building part, which is the name of the framework that covers this idea of procuring, creating positive externalities for the local community. I look forward to engage more with you in the breakout rooms, and I'm more than happy to share more details on this program. Thank you. I'll hand over back to you, Anna, I guess.
Okay. Thank you very much, Valerio. Jess, I believe if you pop onto the next.
Oh yeah, this was the program. Yes, thank you.
So yeah, this we're going to open up these breakout rooms. I will open them up. No, there we are. If for those who are hosting the breakout room, please join the one that is your program, obviously. And then for everyone else, just find your way into that into the breakout room that you are most interested in, and we will join you in there very shortly.
will there be a notification to allow you to join it, a breakout room?
Yes, so it has come up. It should have appeared. I can see people are joining them now. If you scroll down, it might say unassigned in this. If you scroll down,
sorry, if you go down to the bottom of your screen, there is an option breakout rooms. Click on that and it brings up the rooms.
Thank you so much. Perfect.
that'll be, I'm doing it as the host, so I'll probably have a slightly different view to everyone else. But Jess is going to stay out in this space, and anyone else who's struggling, Jess should be able to help you find your way into the right breakout room. I'm going to pop Richard in the right one. There you go. Make sure David will go into great, and I'm going to pop into my one.
Just try to join this breakout room.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh, it's me. Put something on there. Okay. Sorry, Louisa, you pass me a lift. One of those computers. Yeah, detail.
I can't see you now, George. No, I can't. This is really confusing.
Okay, well, I guess it's just there's chickens on here because the who's actually meant to be running this breakout room?
I don't know. I think they are hosting the event, aren't they? I think they said they were going to join.
Each person was meant to lead it.
Hi, which breakout room are you trying to join?
The number one is a health innovation network.
Okay.
It's very confusing. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I can see it's meant to be Richard running it, but he hasn't joined the room yet.
He hasn't joined?
No, I'm just gonna pop him a message just to find out what's going on.
No, that's okay. I've known Richard. He should be coming in soon.
Not sure why he hasn't joined. I've sent him a message, so hopefully he'll see it. Seems like he's not there. Maybe he's left the screen.
It's fine.
Sorry, I'm on mute.
That's
Sorry.
all right.
Sorry.
All right.
The health one, so apologies for that. I tried to reach him but wasn't able to, which is a shame. But we're coming towards the end of the session today. We will let you get on your way at 1:30. We've had to condense it a touch, but I thought it would be useful to quickly go over what the next steps are. And so Jess, if you want to move on to the next slide, that would be awesome. Basically, we're going to follow up to everyone who attended today and also to those who didn't, in case you know any of those people. And there will be links to find out more from the website and also to register for each of the programs. And if you don't see it, you can head over to our website. It's fairly easy to navigate. If you find the program that seemed most interesting to you, if you scroll to the bottom of the page about that website, there's a registration form. It's a little bit long. It's got a few questions about size of your business, proper business information, relatively in depth, and that's something we just have to capture for our funding. That's how we make it free. We've got to send up that information up the line to the funder, so they can learn about who they're supporting. If you have any questions, we've got all of the email addresses for each of the programs there. You can screenshot it. I think hopefully Jess in a moment will share all of that into the chat as well. But again, it will be in the follow-up email as well. So that is everything. If you have, and there's one more slide which just has the word questions on it, and that's the next stage. Does anyone have any questions about program, any questions about signing up or anything about the next steps?
I think we obviously missed the health breakout room, so there's nothing to say at all on that, I guess, apart from we just had a good chat amongst ourselves.
That's good. I'm glad you managed to do that. So what we could do is I will speak to Richard. And so it was yourself, Peter, and then George and Brett. Am I right in that room?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, what I'll do is I'll speak to Richard. He obviously had some sort of technical issue, and hopefully he can set up a call with you both, or all three of you rather, and basically maybe cover that off at a later date in the future. And I think I can't remember the exact timeline, but I think it's February of next year that the next cohort of the health network will begin. That'd be awesome. But appreciate that, Peter.
The last time I spoke to, or at least I went onto the website in order to follow things up. It just said applications closed.
Was that for the Innovation Support Program?
Yeah, the Innovation Support Program. Yeah.
As I understand it, that in the past couple of days has been changed, so it should be back up and running.
Okay, so we'll be able to at least log on and find out the times to go for the Innovation Support Program with ISP, etc.
Yes, that's right. So you can do the registration form, and when you register, we'll get in contact with the information about what all the dates are. We'll be putting some of the dates up there as well. We're just confirming them because we have to work around academics and timetables. Sometimes it can be a little bit closer to the time that we'd like, that we do have to finalize the exact dates, because the academics don't find out their timetables until quite close to the term.
Okay.
But as soon as we know them, we put them up. And I could tell you for the Innovation Support Program, it was looking at early February, early May, and then mid-July are the sort of starting dates. And they usually go on for about 6 to 8 weeks from that point.
Okay.
Awesome. I see a raised hand from Megan.
Yeah, so I work with businesses who do R&D and are always looking for funding and grants. Am I still okay to join the network even though me, myself, as a business isn't looking for it, but I'm looking to refer and learn more to be able to support my existing clients within this area?
Megan, that would be much appreciated. We'd love to have you on board. We're always looking for referrals, so it's great to have someone on board doing that.
I'm looking for is a good referral base, because we do Innovate UK Smart, but that's pretty much it, and that's really limited. It can be really difficult to get in when you're a new business, when you're not partnered with a uni, etc., as you know. So I'm looking for regional based ones within the area. I'm working with lots of different sectors, from pharmaceutical to electrical contractors. So that's why I'm here. Is that still all right? What would be the best network to join?
Why don't I'll drop you an email, or drop me an email. We could have perhaps a meeting ourselves, Megan, and think about the best things to join.
Yeah, because it's going over my head, but that would be amazing, because it does seem to take a lot of boxes. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Thanks, Megan. Wonderful. Does anyone else got any questions before we close for the day?
Ewan, what's your email, please? Would you do the info, the general one, or?
Yeah, best one to go for me is info at.
Okay, lovely. Thank you.
I pick that one up as well. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. It's been awesome seeing you, and again, sorry for the issues with our Zoom integration there. I hope it hasn't. We've managed to condense it. Maybe that's a good thing. We condensed it into even shorter time. Now we know we can do it in 45 minutes.
Ewan, which I've just put in the chat. There's a lot of interesting information that's been posted in the chat, but I don't know about other people, but I do not have the option to save the chat function. So would it be possible?
I might be able to make it possible. Let me just check.
I've literally just done a copy all.
Yeah, just do a copy and paste.
Smart. I don't think I can change it whilst in the. Unfortunately, I don't think it's an option we can do whilst the event is live. But what I can do, if anyone wants it, I know that I get it automatically as the host. So if anyone really wants to chat, then just drop us a message at info@, and we'll send that across to you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, David. Thanks for pointing that out, David. Very, very helpful. Awesome. Well, thanks so much again for joining. I hope to see you all in various different networks and various different programs and get to know you all a bit better, and hopefully help your businesses grow and achieve all the things you want to be achieving. Until next time, I think we will say goodbye and good luck. Have a nice afternoon, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Everyone, bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.